Good evening, everyone. It's Rick. It is January the 28th, 2019. If you'd like to reach me, you can send me a brief email to rick, R-I-C-K, 0327 at me.com. You're going to be doing that because you're interested in receiving my paperwork. It's for child support only, guys. All right, please keep it brief. Um, if it's for child support, lately I've been getting emails, people who are divorced, and if you have an agreement, a stipulation agreement, which is really a post-nuptial agreement, you have no business going into a child support court for that, especially if you have an agreement where you are making direct child support payments. Okay, what they're trying to do is trying to trick you into court and getting you by tricking. Well, actually, it's really extortion and fraud, and they force you to pay child support through the state child support system so they can get 66% of the money. That's really what they're doing. They did it to me. Someone just reached out to me in New York, and what you need to do is go back to the same court that issued the divorce agreement. Uh, if you were being ordered to show up to the other court, the family court, or whatever you call it in your state, you're going to have to file a judicial intervention demanding the court that issued the uh, divorce agreement, the stipulation of settlement agreement, to enforce that agreement, because that is a contract. That's the same contract as a credit card contract, any kind of contract out there. A lease agreement for a vehicle, it's a contract. Except when it comes to child support, for some reason these child support agencies feel that they have the authority to alter the agreement and enforce the agreement. They don't. Okay, they pull all kinds of trickery. All right, so there's a lot of people out there like that. Um, I don't have paperwork specific for that situation. That's a situation where you got to go at it. You got to type up paperwork specific to that situation. Okay, my paperwork is written up because most cases are the same. Okay, the state doesn't matter. Okay, and I'm going to show you why. All right. Okay, so one of my people, Hank, in New York, was nice enough to send me this. Thank you, Hank. And this helps out a lot. All right. This is I don't know where you got this from, but it's the Office of Temporary and Disability Assistance. This is the New York, whatever you want to call it, agency or whatever. They're the ones that handle child support enforcement. Okay. And you know what's hilarious about them? There's a lawyer up there. What the hell is her name? It would be great if I could remember her name, because a lot of my New York people, they always send me her responses, and her response is the same for everybody. And what they do is they play dumb. She'll say, "Oh, you got to reach out to the child support office in your area," and then she'll give the instructions to keep making the payments. Um, but it's the same exact response. And she also claims that child support is not a commercial debt when it 100% is. She's just another lying lawyer that works for child support. Another lying lawyer. Okay? They just love working in child support. They just love lying. They love destroying people's lives. When you are telling a lie and money's involved, that's a very bad situation. Okay? And I dealt with these people before, and I came out on top. I mean, I didn't get all my money back, but I came out on top. I got lucky one day. I got one of the lawyers on the phone, and she knew who I was, and she fixed everything for me. because all of my paperwork found, ended up in the right places. Um, but they this is who handles child support enforcement. All right. So before I go off on one of my crazy tangents, and I apologize, guys, for doing that. I do that so much. I don't mean to. I sometimes I cringe when I re-listen to my videos, and I'm like, "Oh, you asshole!" I was about to tell you guys one story, and I go somewhere else. I do that all the time. I'm a effing scatterbrain. Sorry, guys. I'm passionate about this. That comes from passion. That just comes from me. Like I just got to get the information out. All right. So look, what we're going to look at here is right here, legal authority. All right. New York Social Services Law. We're going to leave that alone. That's for the New York State people. But this is their their social services, whoever branch or whatever. They issue their own warrants, which is hilarious. Them issuing a warrant it's the same as the child support agency issuing an income withholding order, issuing an order. It's the same scam. Only a court under the judicial branch is authorized to issue a court order after due process. You understand? So what these people do, they issue warrants. I get people all the time in New York sending me, Rick, I got this and it's a so-called warrant from them. Now I can tell you, when I was a police officer, you have the ability to vacate a warrant. What you could do is, let's say, there's a warrant for your arrest, but it's something, it could be fixed. You could actually go down to the court and say, I'd like to vacate a warrant. I was, I missed a court date. I'm sorry. Believe it or not, 9 times out of 10, they're going to say, okay, not a big deal. And they'll give you another date to show up, as long as it's nothing serious. You understand? As long as it's nothing serious. But here, how are you going to vacate a warrant when a court never issued the warrant? All right? So we'll leave that alone. All right. Excuse me. Social Security Act of 1935. That's for welfare. Okay. So here's another thing. Child support is under 42 USC. 42 USC is welfare. Okay. So right then and there, somebody has to be receiving some type of welfare. How many of you people out there, no one's receiving welfare? Again, that's them being aggressive, the child support people being aggressive, changing the criteria for the laws, where you had to be on welfare. Then all of a sudden, like, well, what they do is somebody can make a payment under, instead of Title 4D, it's Title A. And you pay like a $25 annual fee. And now they become a debt collector. So, but what they do is they are still flexing their muscles as a state child support collection agency, but now they're flexing their muscles as a debt collector now, claiming all the same jurisdiction, which is not true. All right. It's nothing more fraud. All right. But anyway, somebody has to be on welfare. All right. So let's move on, because I don't want this to be a long video. Title 4D. Okay. Title 4D is under 42 USC 651 through 669, as far as we're concerned. Now, right here, we'll leave the New York rules and regulation stuff alone. It doesn't, for people who are not from New York, doesn't matter. This is what I want to focus on right here. 45 CFR parts 302 through 307. Now, remember, last week, we lost the ability to click on the word state. I want to give a shout out to my man Adalberto again. He found it. It's under 42 USC section 1301 has the definition. Okay. Now, this is very important. 45 CFR 302.56 guidelines for setting child support orders. All right. State means the several states, the District of Columbia, the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico, blah, 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 blah. Okay? But don't be tricked by this several states thing. It doesn't matter. It's this right here. Now, unless it says all 50 states, it doesn't include the 50 states. It just includes these territories right here. Now, if it says the several states, that also means that there's several states that it doesn't pertain to. You understand? So unless it says all 50 states, it doesn't apply. So it's only the District of Columbia. So now we'll go back, right? So the state must have procedures for making guidelines available to all persons in the state, right? Let's go back really quick. What is it here? This doesn't have the ability to do what I want it to do. Excuse me. This falls under CFR 651 through 669 lowercase b. That's what I meant to show you guys. So this here, again, this is the procedures under CFR, certified federal rules, right? CFR. Let's see what it. Right, I get that wrong. You guys have figured. You know me. I'm a scatterbrain guy. I just want to get this over with. So, what state do you live in? The state must include a copy of child support guidelines in its state. District of Columbia. So, your state, unless it's within the territories they describe, they cannot enforce federal child support enforcement under Title 4D. You understand? So under 42 USC 654 subsection 3, which is a separate organizational unit, if it's not within District of Columbia, blah, 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 they can't enforce it. So your state cannot enforce Title 4D, federal Title 4D laws. Okay? Cannot, as I'm showing you why. All right? And that's because good old Hank found this. All right? Now we can go also new tab. All right. Go Google. Oh, this is, let me show you this while I'm waiting for that to load up, which still take forever. 45 CFR Part 32, Administrative Wage Garnishment. Okay, you guys can look this up. Again, but if it's not within District of Columbia, blah, 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 right? This is how you could fight an administrative wage garnishment. We were using this last year. Remember, I had a bunch of people, we sent out all this stuff, and it took them 3 or 4 months to get back to us. And they gave us the old BS, they have no jurisdiction nonsense. So I was on target back then. Okay. All right. 45 CFR 302, enter. State plan requirements. All right, beautiful. All right, you're going to look here. Definitions. No definitions. You see that? The definitions are found in CFR 301. Let's see what we got here. All right, look up state. There we go. We're back. That's what the state stands for. Not your state. Your state, for the people I'm speaking to. Unless you are subscribed to my channel and you live here, then it does count. I don't know how you're going to handle that, but it's for my people in the 50 states. Okay? Isn't that great? Isn't that great? So what's the act? The act is Social Security Act, Title 4D. For us, under 42 United States Code, it's 651 through 669 subsection B. That's it. We got them again. So their guidelines right here, 302.56, guidelines for setting child support orders, right? The state must provide, under Section 4, the state must provide that there will be a rebuttable presumption in any judicial or administrative proceeding for the establishment and modification of a child support order that the amount of the order which would result from the application of the child support guidelines established under paragraph A of this section is the correct amount of child support to be ordered, okay? A, within 1 year after completion of the state's next quadrennial review of its child support guidelines. Now, their guidelines must be in accordance with 42 USC 651 through 669. And how do I know this? Because Blessing versus Freestone Supreme Court matter. I'm going to close this down. All right, 1 second. Blessing versus Freestone said that all the states, their state plans for child support enforcement must be in guidelines with 42 USC 651 through 669. Okay. All right. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it real fast. All right, we're at 17 minutes already. I mean, these videos fly by. I'm sorry, guys. But I'm excited to show you this. I just put this video together real fast. I didn't do any slides or anything. I just want to show you guys that we got them on the ropes. And when you could show that the laws for Title 4D, that the federal laws that they're claiming that you are bound by, that your employer is bound by. I mean, they tell your employer that federal law requires that you comply with this income withholding order, or else, then you find out it's only enforceable in, here it is. The Supreme, in the District of Columbia, blah, 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 okay? The Supreme Court in matter of Blessing versus Freestone, Supreme Court 1990 stated, to qualify for federal AFDC funds, the state must certify that it will operate a child support enforcement program that conforms with the numerous requirements set forth Title 4D of the Social Security Act, 42 USC 651 through 669. That's it. Got it. It's over. You understand? And here it is. District of Columbia, this is, so they're done. They cannot claim that they can enforce Title 4D in the state because they're not within the jurisdiction of the definition of the term state, defined under, what the hell, I might as well go there while I'm here with you guys, that my man Alberto found. And by the way, a bunch of other people, thank you very much, found the definition as well. I don't remember the names, but there. I have also give a shout out to my friend Gary, who's he's a truck driver, so this guy still finds time to find this stuff. Sends me information all the time. There's a bunch of you guys that send me good information. Okay, all right. Okay, just hang in there, guys, and we're gonna shut this down. 42 USC section 1301. Enter definitions. My computer's fast today. I don't know what's going on. The term state, except where otherwise provided, means da 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 da. Remember? Now, this is what's key here, is that when we were clicking on state back then, it says as described under subchapter 19. Here it is right there, 19. So that means state is defined as District of Columbia, Commonwealth of Puerto Rico, Virgin Islands, Guam, right? North Mariana Islands, in some instances, American Samoa, okay? Here's something interesting. I just want to look. This is really interesting. When used in a geographical sense, means. All right, so look, now that we're looking at means, so obviously you got to click on means. What the hell? Why you got to click on means? You and I both know what means, right? I mean, what the hell? But let's take a look. Mean, as used in this subsection, the term child shall have the meaning given that term by subsections A, A and B of, except that for purposes of this subsection, right, such section H shall be applied as if the term include in subsection A of subsection will replace with the term. I mean, it's so including, right? The term include in section A of subsections will replace with the term mean. I mean, this is like crazy. The way they use these words. The term mean in subsection A, include means mean, right? Except where all that provided means the District of Columbia. See, include. So include really means, it means. Includes means. All right, so whenever you see includes means. So provided means the District of Columbia. There we go, right? Means the several states. All right, so I just wanted to show you guys how crazy these people are. I mean, it's just not, but it's really not, it's just proof that this is nothing but a scam. And it's meant like for people like me and you guys who are not trained lawyers, legal professionals, that it's meant to trick us. I mean, this is not easy stuff. You got to read this stuff over and over and over. Okay? It's crazy. All right? But we now know, without a doubt, that when you see state, especially within 42 USC 651 through 669, subsection B, includes or means the District of Columbia, the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico, blah, blah, blah. And you guys do not live in blah, blah, blah. You live in Mississippi. You live in Missouri. You live in Pennsylvania. You live in Maryland, New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, the West Coast, Cali, Arizona, Oregon, all right, Washington State. That's the 50 states that we're speaking about. Okay? And that means that they cannot enforce Title 4D. All right, this cockamamie video, I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but I just wanted to show you guys, and I want to send a shout out and thanks to Hank from New York, upstate, who's fighting for his son. All right, he's doing all the work, the legwork for his son. I'm trying to help him out. I'm going to have to create some new paperwork in the near future to throw in 45 CFR 302.56. Okay, this is very important. All right, guys. So again, I'm sorry the video is a little crazy, but we got one thing straightened out, that we know what state means and we know what means. All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your night, and I'll talk to you in the near future. Bye.